Hello, everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is absolutely crucial but often overlooked. We're exploring a fascinating topic prepared for the Industrial Electronic Automation course at Universiti Malaysia Perlis. Specifically, we're looking at ethical values in operational management for the benefit of society. Now, in the world of modern manufacturing, automation is, without a doubt, a total triumph of engineering. I mean, we can build things faster and with more precision than we ever thought possible. But all that incredible speed really brings up a vital question about how we actually balance all this engineering efficiency with true ethical stewardship. So, I want to pose a question to you right off the bat. Is modern operational management really just about cutting costs? Think about it. In industrial electronic automation, should our sole focus be on immediate profit margins, shaving down cycle times, and just squeezing out every last cent of efficiency? Or does our machinery, and more importantly how we operate it, carry a much broader responsibility? A responsibility to human life, to our global supply chains, and to the environment itself. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our game plan for today. We'll start with profit versus ethics, move into worker safety, then sustainable and green operations, followed by long-term business impact, and we'll wrap up with our conclusion.
Section 1. Profit versus ethics. For decades, the dominant mindset in the industry was completely defined by this historic tension. Success was evaluated through a really narrow lens, basically just cost per unit metrics and running everything at absolute maximum speed. The entire goal was to reduce equipment downtime literally at any cost. But wow, has that paradigm shifted. Modern operations demand a much more holistic view. Today, the debate isn't just about whether automated machinery can shave a few seconds off a cycle time. It's about whether that automation actually respects human life and environmental standards. We are steadily moving away from this short-term cost competition and shifting toward long-term ethical stewardship.
Section 2. Worker safety and ethics. When we talk about ethical operations, the absolute foundation is what happens right there on the factory floor. Consider this number for a second. 7,610. That is the number of manufacturing amputations reported by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics in just a single year in 2023. It's an incredibly heavy, sobering statistic, isn't it? And it completely grounds our whole debate in reality. This is the very real human cost of ignoring machine guarding and prioritizing speed over a worker's safety. Because the cost of saving a single second can be absolutely devastating. Let me share a specific incident from the research that really hit home. There was a press operator setting up a hydraulic fine blanking press, and to save literally just a handful of seconds on the setup, the operator bypassed a front door interlock. They did this by just jamming a rag into the safety switch. Well, when the machine ran with that door open, a metal pin fractured under the immense pressure and fatally struck the operator. This is exactly what happens when an operations culture treats safety as some kind of annoying obstacle to profit, rather than a fundamental human right.
But here's the fascinating part. Technology is actually stepping up to offer a solution. See, traditional safety was always reactive. It relied on lagging indicators and injury logs well after someone already got hurt. But modern operations, they're shifting to AI-powered predictive safety. We're talking about catching near misses before the accident even has a chance to happen. And honestly, cutting safety budgets to save a quick buck is a complete false economy anyway. Just look at Malaysia's amended OSHA laws. Negligence there can result in massive fines of up to $500,000 or even imprisonment. It's amazing how AI is completely transforming how we manage risk. Vision AI cameras can now monitor safety zones and PPE compliance in real time. We have smart wearables that physically track worker fatigue, algorithms that can instantly recognize near-miss patterns. When you put all this together, these predictive AI systems can reduce recordable injury rates by a staggering 30 to 40%. By deploying this kind of tech, and by using industrial robots to take over the most dangerous physical tasks, ethical managers are turning worker safety into a non-negotiable operational priority.
Section 3. Sustainable and green operations. So, stepping off the factory floor for a minute and looking out into the global supply chain, the beating heart of green operations is the circular economy. Instead of that old, outdated, take, make, and waste linear model, ethical operations are prioritizing keeping resources in use. It's a total game changer. And this concept relies really heavily on what's called extended producer responsibility, or EPR.
EPR models basically hold manufacturers legally and financially accountable for a product's safe disposal and recycling at the end of its life. It fundamentally forces companies to change how products are engineered right from day one. And looking at the local context, Malaysia is taking a really firm stance here. The Department of Environment strictly regulates toxic electronic waste, officially classifying it as Scheduled Waste Code SW110. Every single kilogram has to be tracked through the national ESWIS portal. Why? Because this rigorous system is specifically designed to shut down those highly polluting informal smelting operations that are just poisoning local ecosystems. It ensures that this hazardous waste only goes to licensed, safe recovery facilities. Now, how do those modern facilities actually handle all this complex waste? Well, 80. That is the number of items per minute that AI-powered robotic waste sorting systems can physically separate on a recycling line. 80 items a minute, and they do it with a 99% accuracy rate, which is just wild. By combining computer vision with high-speed robotics, we're able to remove human workers from these hazardous sorting environments entirely, while drastically increasing the sheer volume of material we can successfully recycle. But true sustainability really begins at the source, right? Think about the 4 conflict minerals, commonly known as 3TG. You've got tin, which is essential for soldering, tantalum for high-density capacitors, tungsten for vibration motors, and gold for conductivity. Historically, mining these materials in conflict-affected areas has directly funded armed groups and horrific human rights abuses. So an ethical operational manager simply must demand supplier transparency. They have to use strict due diligence and RMAP-certified sourcing to guarantee that the automation we're building isn't secretly funding exploitation. Section 4. Long-term business impact. Zooming out to the overarching corporate ecosystem for a second, it becomes super clear that these ethical practices aren't just some nice-to-have bonus, they actively drive business longevity. To really grasp this, we look at the triple bottom line framework. A modern enterprise absolutely has to balance people, planet, and profit. Operating ethically is actually the ultimate risk mitigation strategy. Think about it. A single environmental spill, a tragic safety scandal, or a supply chain labor violation can completely destroy a brand's reputation overnight. So protecting your workers and the environment is quite literally protecting the business itself. And this mindset completely shifts how we view modern corporate frameworks. We have moved way past traditional CSR, which, let's be honest, was often just voluntary philanthropy and flashy PR initiatives. Now we're in the era of modern ESG. Environmental, social, and governance standards are quantitative, they are data-driven, and they are highly regulated. It's no longer just about doing good for the sake of looking good, it's about rigorous, auditable, enterprise longevity. Plus, ESG isn't just something to keep government regulators happy. The market demands it. 80% of consumers prioritize environmental protection, and 76% prioritize social justice issues when deciding who they're going to buy from. And what about the top-tier engineering talent you want designing your automation systems? Yeah, they demand a verified track record in ethics before they will even consider applying to work for you. So, for sure, ethics is a massive competitive advantage. Section 5. Conclusion and Team Credits. So let's summarize the really important academic findings of this Universiti Malaysia Perlis assignment. Here is what you should be taking away today. First, ethics must never, ever take a backseat to throughput or profit. Second, workplace safety requires predictive, AI-driven monitoring. We can't just react to accidents anymore. Third, true sustainability demands a circular supply chain and strict compliance with local e-waste laws, like Malaysia's SW110. Fourth, transparent sourcing of 3TG minerals is entirely non-negotiable if we want to prevent human rights violations. Ultimately, integrating all these ESG principles is the only way a company can avoid getting stuck in a race-to-the-bottom price war and instead build a truly resilient, future-proof enterprise. Before we wrap up, I want to express my most enthusiastic gratitude to the brilliant team from Universiti Malaysia Perlis, UniMAP, who put together this meticulous research for their Industrial Electronic Automation course. A huge thank you to Muhammad HANIF NAJMI bin RAHIM, Muhammad SAIFUL bin MOHD REDUAN, and Muhammad FIRDAUS NAIM bin AZLAN SHAHRIN. You guys did fantastic work shedding light on the critical intersection of engineering and ethics. And I'll leave all of you with this final, lingering thought to really chew on as you step into your future engineering careers. Are we automating merely for short-term profit, or are we actively designing operations for the long-term benefit of society? The choice is entirely in how we design, manage, and value the systems of tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.